Hey, it's Nick. It's the 17th of May, 2026. Um, Happy birthday, KB, who, for some reason, I remember their birthday, even though we weren't too close. Um, let's see. Markets reopened, kind of a continuation pattern seeming to form. Yeah, as things unfold, people ought to put aside their differences and start working on solutions to the crises that will emerge uh, given the reality that exists. So, yeah, deals can be struck, agreements can be made. Um, I'm confident of that. Um, Once parties come to the table and discussions are had, and not everyone will necessarily get everything they want immediately. But if people can get enough of what they want to be satisfied with the deal, we at least have a starting place. I got a lot of ideas were the um, government to, were people, politicians to um, come to see my way of thinking um, as far as taxation. Yeah, a lot of these ideas are in my book, but I've had other ideas, gestures of goodwill. A lot of that came from my travels around this nation uh, last year. This is an amazing place, the USA. We got a lot of history. We got a lot of famous sites. We have just famous places. A lot of famous people have originated here. Um, and sometimes the world seems a little bland, but yeah, we have a landscape for painting um, a, a cool world. Um, so it once, we have freedom from taxation, and it starts off as a gray world, right? It starts off, you just got walls and concrete and hungry people and trash on the side of the street and um, fucked up oceans, fucked up atmosphere, um, you know. But um, within a free world, people can start making art out of that gray landscape that exists. Yeah, even within the world that has existed, we've seen great works of art, great movies, great stories, um, great compositions, and people have time to devote to art when um, they don't have to devote as much time to survival, because unless you're one of the few people trying to make a living, relatively few versus a whole population in that field, um, I don't know, man. I think it's a rough field to make your your profession. Yeah, it's different if you have a wealthy society. If you have a wealthy society, you can make good money as a musician, because people have money to donate, and you can get paid that way. But it's tough to force into existence your own um, gifts when money is the motivator for that. Um, so we got a we got a great big landscape to paint, and yeah, all these we got all these movies and all this stuff from this era that's been created. Yeah, that stuff's gonna have people are gonna start having different tastes on some of that stuff as things start coming to the surface, and maybe that's already happening for a lot of people. You know, I've published a book where I open a discussion about an alternative to uh, the technocrat world, and also an alternative to the world as it's being. A third and different option. Um, look, if people want to voluntarily sign up for some kind of strange way of life, I was watching this Black Mirror. If people want to sign up to run on treadmills to generate electricity and get paid in a currency, that's fine, you know. But what they need is other ways to make currency if there's other things they prefer. And, laws restrict and make it difficult to offer products, especially if you're a small producer who doesn't have the legal team to fight your battles for you. Now, we can do so much because there are people who have resources, who have big amounts of liquid wealth, um, but that wealth is very well guarded. Um, that wealth needs to be free to pursue opportunity, um, without risking um, safety. Yeah, and this is going to be true even once, as I've called will happen, the bond market will collapse, the currency will collapse. Um, Even then, people will have liquid wealth in the terms of, for example, precious metals. And that wealth, like I said, will be guarded, um, and hidden very well. So, what we need is a free market where that wealth can come out of hiding and can be deployed towards the reconstruction of society towards charities that are going to need to bridge some gaps in the immediate aftermath of this collapse, towards capitalizing vital industries that have payroll, that have suppliers, that have other counterparties that demand payment and who offer a vital service or product that people simply need. So, again, I've written a book with a lot of my proposals. So, I think if you're interested in this discussion, that's a place to start. Thanks.